A young man walks into a bank. He's impeccably dressed, carries himself with an air of unearned authority, and presents a check. It's forged, of course, but in that moment, as the teller accepts it without question, he isn't a criminal. He becomes a pilot, a doctor, a lawyer. He becomes real. Steven Spielberg's Catch Me If You Can is often remembered as a breezy, nostalgic caper, but beneath its sun-drenched Kodachrome palette and John Williams' playful score lies a profound and melancholy meditation on identity, belonging and the fragile constructs that hold a life and a nation together. The film's genesis is almost as improbable as Frank Abagnale Jr. exploits. Spielberg, fresh from the demanding futurism of AI artificial intelligence in Minority Report, sought a lighter, character-driven project. He found it in Abagnale's autobiography, a book long considered unfilmable due to its episodic nature. Crucially, Spielberg insisted on shooting the film quickly, with a small crew, on 35mm film, evoking the period it depicts. Cinematographer Janusz Kaminski traded the stark, high-contrast shadows of their previous collaborations for a softer, diffused look, bathing scenes in the warm glow of practical lamps and California sun, making the 1960s feel not like history, but like a tangible, recently lost memory. This aesthetic choice is the film's first great deception. The warmth invites us in, makes Frank's world seem charming and safe. It disarms us, just as Frank disarms his marks. We are complicit in wanting his fantasy to be real, because the film makes it look so beautiful. At its core, the film is a duet between two men constructing identities from opposite directions. Frank, played with wounded charm by Leonardo DiCaprio, builds his self upward from nothing, using the tools of American prestige: the Pan Am uniform, the Harvard diploma, the tailored suit. He assembles a persona like a model airplane, piece by fragile piece. Carl Hanratty, embodied by Tom Hanks, with a beautiful, crumpled weariness, is his inverse. He strips identities away. He is a deconstructionist in a cheap suit, reducing glamorous lies to case numbers and bank codes. His office is a gray, fluorescent-lit realm of truth, the antithesis of Frank's golden-hued fantasies. Their cat-and-mouse game is less about capture and more about recognition. In their first phone call, Frank, alone on Christmas, calls Carl not to taunt him, but because he has no one else. Carl, also alone in his office, answers. They are, in that moment, each other's only point of authentic human contact. This speaks to the film's central tragedy. Frank's entire magnificent performance is for an audience of one, his father, Frank Sr., played by Christopher Walken. Walken's performance is a masterclass in tragic fragility. He is a man crumbling under the weight of his own failed American dream, who taught his son that the appearance of success is more important than its substance. Frank's forgeries are therefore not just crimes, but desperate filial offerings. Every fake check is an attempt to rebuild the world that collapsed around his father, the house, the status, the family. When he forges a Pan Am payroll check for millions, it's a child's logic. If he can give the airline all its money back, maybe they'll give his dad back his respect. The film's visual language reinforces this. Notice how often Frank is framed in windows, on thresholds, or reflected in mirrors. He is perpetually between states, between identities, looking in on the stable lives he covets but can never truly enter. He is a ghost in his own life story. Spielberg contrasts this with Carl's world of solid, unglamorous truth. The chase grounds Frank. Carl's relentless, plodding pursuit is the only consistent relationship in Frank's life. In a perverse way, Carl cares for Frank more than anyone else. He sees through every disguise to the lonely boy underneath. This culminates in the film's quiet, devastating climax. Not at the airport arrest, but later in the empty print shop. Frank has escaped again, but he's reached the end of his imagination. He looks the washing machine vent, his pathway to freedom, and simply stops. He's tired of running. He lets Carl find him. The resolution is not in prison, but in the offer of partnership. The FBI doesn't just punish Frank's talent, it redeems it. His genius for fabrication is channeled into the pursuit of truth. He is given a desk, a title, a purpose. He is finally made real by the very system he spent years impersonating. Catch Me If You Can is ultimately a story about the boxes we check to become someone. Frank checked every box fraudulently: pilot, doctor, lawyer. He had the costume but not the life. In the end, the most authentic box he checks is on a government form, agreeing to work for the FBI. It's the least glamorous role of his life, and the only real one. The film leaves us with a haunting question. In a society so often preoccupied with surfaces, with uniforms, titles, and the appearance of prosperity, how do any of us know who we truly are? Frank Abagnale's story is an extreme reflection of a universal anxiety. We are all, in some way, drafting the check of our own identity, hoping the world will cash it without asking too many questions. Spielberg, the eternal humanist, offers a gentle answer. Authenticity is found not in the solitary performance, but in connection. It's found in the grudging respect between a hunter and his prey, in the acceptance of a mundane reality over a glorious fiction. It's the moment you stop running, turn around, and finally let yourself be seen. Thank you for watching until the end. We pour our passion into every single video essay, exploring the stories behind the movies we all love. If you stumbled upon this video by chance, there is a very high probability you might never see our channel again in your feed. So please take a moment to hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and ring the bell. We are actively growing this community of cinema lovers, and your support is what helps us make our content better and more insightful every single day. Let's explore the magic of filmmaking together. See you in the next one.